Welcome to the Charlotte women's basketball postgame press conference. Coach, disappointing loss today against Florida Atlantic. Just want to give your opening statements on the team's performance tonight.
I was concerned about this game. I don't think this is on. Is it going through to you guys? Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay. I was concerned about this game. I thought, obviously our win on Sunday took just incredible mental and emotional toughness for us to come back in that game and win. Obviously a double overtime game. We were concerned with our legs. We took a day off on Monday, so we had a one-day prep for this team. I don't think we prepared very well, and we didn't play well. And they took advantage of that, made some great plays in the second half, and it's really unfortunate. And I think, for us, we just don't know how to win yet. We're not there yet. Look at our roster of kids. We don't have very many left from our championship 2 years ago. Last year we had a lot of injuries which impacted our ability to win, and we didn't win enough. And now, our roster is better. We have better players, but we don't know how to win yet. And in a game like this, when, it is a tough turnaround for us, and, you don't feel necessarily great, winners know how to find a way to win. They know how to push through when things are really difficult. They know how to make plays when, maybe they're short and they're not knocking shots down. But we just don't know how to do that yet. Winners also know how to separate. When we get up, 6 several times in this game, and we couldn't separate. And those are things that we have to learn and grow into. And we're just not there yet. And it's hard because you feel like we could be there. We've won some games that have been difficult, but the mental and emotional toughness it takes over a course of a season is so difficult. People who aren't in this, they don't understand how difficult it is, and we're just not mature enough to handle that yet. And we'll get there. We're going to grow. I hope this is a great learning lesson for our team. But to me, that's the biggest takeaway from this.
Coach, you just talked about the team not being there yet. What's it going to take for your team to learn how to be a winner, like you said?
Well, I think it takes experience. It takes experience when you're in these types of situations to learn how to fight through it, learn how to make difficult plays when things aren't going well, learn how to dig down and get a stop when we really need a stop. I think experience teaches that more than anything, and that's, it's frustrating because sometimes you don't want to have to go through the experience. You just want to be there. But for us, we have to continue to go through those experiences. We have to learn from it, and we need to grow from it.
You guys had a pretty good lead through a majority of the first half, especially in that second quarter. What do you think you guys went away from in the third quarter to give FAU that window to come back?
Well, when they switched to their zone, we struggled to score. I thought that was a big difference maker for us, and I actually thought we got good shots at the beginning. And they just didn't go down. And I think sometimes for us, when we don't see the ball go down, we start to press. We start to get nervous. We start to get anxious. I don't think we get nervous. I think we get anxious. And whenever you play anxious, you just don't play like yourself. And I think, we were short on some shots. We were kind of pressing for the ball to go in instead of just, staying confident and moving the ball and sharing the ball. I just thought we pressed too much and just put too much on our shoulders when I don't think we needed to do that.
15 turnovers today. That's below your average of around 19. What do you attribute that lack of turnovers to?
Again, the way they played us. They were in the zone majority of the second half. When they weren't in the zone, they were in the triangle and 2. They didn't really press us, right? There wasn't a lot of pressure. So a lot of that is attributed to the way that they play.
Much shorter rotation now with conference play deeper into that. You played 6 girls over 7 minutes. Who were you looking to maybe step up now that it's getting tough for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely need somebody from our bench to kind of separate themselves, and I think that's been what's been difficult, as we've gotten into conference play. I mean, we have some options on our bench, but even in practice, we haven't really seen anybody separate. So we're still kind of searching for somebody to step up and separate themselves, and that's being consistent defensively, that's being consistent with the scout. That's coming in and running the offense, and we'll keep searching for that. But I think we have people that are capable.
Looking at the box score, the only big statistical advantage FAU had over you guys was 3-pointers made with 8 to your 4. Do you think the disparity between you two lies somewhere else, or is there another change that you guys need to make?
Well, I think it was also the field goal percentage. If you look at the way they shot it in the second half, 46% in the third, 50% in the fourth. The third, we shoot 21% and 35%. Like we can't, you can't shoot that way and think you're going to win games. Like we've got to be able to knock some shots down. We have to be able to finish better. So I thought that was the biggest difference. They made shots and we didn't.
Olivia Porter's been an awesome addition for y'all as a facilitator and defender. Drew a huge charge against Temple the other night. Just a really smart player overall. How have you seen her grow as a 49er?
Yeah, I think she's grown tremendously from the time we've gotten her here. I mean, and some of that for her is just learning the system and what's expected from a point guard here. And, I think she very much has a growth mindset and that she wants to learn, she wants to grow, she wants to be really good. So she takes coaching well. She's tough on herself. So sometimes you got to be a little easy on her as a coach because she's already getting it from herself. But I think the biggest thing she's learned how to be, more of just having that point guard mentality. She runs our offense really well. She's getting us into offense well. She's distributing. The Temple game, was her best game as a 49er. And I thought that after the game, but once I watched the film, I just thought, she made the right plays. She did what we needed her to do when we needed her to do it. And she's just going to keep getting better.
ECU on Saturday, what's going to be the key to bouncing back in what should be a harsh environment on the road?
Yeah, I mean, ECU has some challenges. I mean, they play majority zone. Last couple teams that played a zone, we haven't performed well, so that's a concern, like how we can get our zone offense going so that we can score better. They also are one of the top teams in the country at turning you over, and we have not been good at taking care of the ball. So those are two really big concerns for us. Again, I think we're really capable of guarding. We need to guard a lot better than we did tonight, but we are capable of guarding. So those are the two keys for us, like scoring against their zone and taking care of the ball.
You talked about your team getting back to 49er basketball, Charlotte basketball. What improvements are you looking at them to make outside of just playing with less anxiety, like you said?
Well, I think defensively we need to be better. In a lot of my press conferences all year, I sat up here and talked about how I really believe we're an elite defensive team because we have a lot of good pieces. Our kids play hard defensively. We execute the scout really well for the most part. But I feel like we've really lost that identity in the last couple weeks, and I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know if fatigue's a factor. I don't know if mental focus is a factor. But I thought there were some plays we allowed FAU to do today that we wouldn't have allowed earlier in the season. So, for me, that's the biggest concern that I have is how we can get back to the defensive team that we expect to be.
Coach, I'm sorry, I'm a little loud. Coach, we've talked about players stepping up off the bench. But, Tamia Davis came in late in the fourth quarter, hit 2 big threes, kind of really provided a spark. Just kind of talk to her mental, fortitude to come through in that moment. That was her first action of the whole game, and she kind of gave us a chance to come back, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, well, that's what she does. I should have put her in earlier. That's on me. I'm not perfect either, and I should have, once we were kind of getting stagnant in that zone, I should have given her an opportunity earlier. But I was proud of her for coming in and doing what we needed at that point. We needed threes. We were down and we needed threes, and she did her job.
It was just kind of a short turnaround. You guys had Monday off after Sunday's game and practice Tuesday, and it was kind of a shoot around, walk through today. But did you kind of see this performance coming based off how your team performed in those shoot arounds and practices?
Yeah, I didn't feel great going into this game, and I addressed it at shoot around. I don't think we practiced great yesterday. I thought our energy today in shoot around was good, but. Again, I mean, yeah, I'm always going to tell them what I feel, and that's what I felt. I was just really worried about, every game in this league is really, really difficult when you look at the scores top to bottom. And so, again, it goes back to what I spoke about earlier, just having the mental toughness to come back and fight every single night is difficult. And I don't think we had that yesterday in practice. I don't think we had that a lot today. And that's just growth that we have to make. Like there's never a day off. There's never an easy moment if you want to be the best, and you want to be the best version of yourself, whatever that looks like. And so I think again that's the biggest learning lesson from this.
Okay, thank you, Coach. This concludes the Charlotte basketball press conference.
Thank you.